to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter, and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch and be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench, which is right below in memory of our friends. Now, if you're not a member or if you're not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. When you register, you must use your real first and last name, separated by a space, and a valid email address, or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in and just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. You can enter your questions or comments in the chat box right over here. I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. Understand, sometimes I can't even get a word in myself, so be patient. And I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. And by the way, you only can do that during a live stream. So like I said earlier, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. PM. Now, if you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host, or the many building videos, contest coverage that Sparky does on this platform, informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Subscribe, share the videos, comments on the videos help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And by the way, I'm a member myself. I don't have to, but I see the value in this program. I mean, we have the Stunthangar Forum, which you can get your questions answered, and you have all the building videos that Sparky does, and then you have the Zoom meetings that I do. I mean, we're pretty much broadcasting almost every day. And so for 17 cents a day, I really think it's a steal, a total bargain. And if you love your hobby, I think you really should partner up with us and support us. And then there's two other tiers above the $4.99. I think the top one is $25 a month. Okay. But please support. Now, if you don't want to do the monthly subscription, you can do the super chat, which is right below the chat box right over here. And if you're watching this as a replay, the super chat goes away. And if you hit those three dots below the video, a menu will pop up and select super thanks. And there you'll be prompted on how to donate there. And hopefully you donate in line with what you're receiving. Hopefully you're receiving a lot of information about building and flying airplanes. And so please support us. Now, if you want to get in touch with me, this platform, this YouTube channel, Stunthangar, is Sparky's YouTube channel. I just come in Monday and Friday. I set the show up and I stream it live on YouTube. So if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. Let me repeat that. Flying Control Line Stunt. That's the name of my channel. And if you would, locate the 2019 AMA National Championship video on my channel, which is a video that Sparky shot with his video camera of me flying his beautiful and light Junar XL. And if you do that, I'll receive a notification on my phone now, and I'll be able to respond to you quickly. If you leave a comment or question on Sparky's channel, I might not get to it for some time. Because I just come in and set the show up, and then I stream it live, and then I shut it down, and then I don't come back again to the following broadcast. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words to do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. And I already posted the link so I can see we have some people in the gallery already. And let me make my way over to what I call the control panel. Just bear with me, and you guys will have my undivided attention. Just give me a moment here to set the show up so I can see what's going on in the chat box and see what's going on in the gallery. And I use 3 monitors to do that. And let me see here, make my way there. And I gotta do a little editing on the control panel. Just bear with me. If I sound a little congested, it's because I went swimming before I did the show, and it always seems to make me sound kind of nasally. But I'm not getting sick or anything. It's just how my body, I guess, doesn't not like chlorine, I guess. And so let me do this here. So I went flying and to the gym and doing the show. Man, super Friday. Super Friday. All right, I think I got things cooking with gas here. I see we have Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Then he said, yo. And then Henry Bruce, haven't seen you in a while. He says, good evening, all. And then Gary Sinclair, who's the first member of our YouTube channel. He's in here, and he's also in the gallery. He has a blue wrench. He's a monitor, one of our couple of monitors I know of, Gary Sinclair and Craig Biswick. And he says, hi, everyone, like provided. And then Jeff Riley is in the house. Actually, he's in the chat box. He asked me, got you? Oh, he said, got my message. Charles, I'll be in a few. Thank you, Jeff. That'd be great. Yeah. And he said, and then Jeff posted a like as well. So I'm all caught up there. And I know Gary came in first. Gary, how you doing, Gary? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Riley again.
Yeah, that'd be great. He said he's gonna come in, so that'd be awesome. And then I think it was John Miller who came in next. Oh, it might have been Caffeine, but he's getting ready to fly, looks like. Hey, John, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Feeling better, getting over the blahs that I had. Been working on plans, drawings, stuff like that. So thought I lost everything, hit the wrong switch, but fortunately I didn't. But I had a major heart attack there for a short while.
I could imagine. I could only imagine. Yeah, that's got to be very frightening.
Yeah, I spent the day-to-day setting up the cut file, laser cut files. I had set it up, and I have a lot of 1/2 inch and 3/8 and one board of 5/8 on that plane, and I realized that a laser cutter isn't going to be able to cut it. They just can't cut that thick. Right. So I went through today and I reset it up for laminations to get the thicknesses that I need. But I wound up with like 27 sheets of balsa. Wow. But they're thin sheets. They're thin sheets, Wow. But so anyway, it's been fun. I think I'm just about finished. One thing I have to worry about is filling in as word comes in, filling in the bill of materials. Mark, you might be interested in this. I'm starting on the plans I did from out. I'm putting a bill of materials on there. And the reason for that is because I feel with the loss of the kit makers we have, if we're gonna have people building that are just coming into the hobby, they're going to be what I call beginning scratch builders, and they're not going to know where to get this stuff. You've already addressed that once before. So I'm trying to, anything that I have on a plan, I'm trying to have an accurate representation of it. Plus, who makes it and the part number, it's how to get it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, well, I think it's the least I can do for my part of this thing. Because if we don't do it, we got guys coming in from maybe free flight or RC, whatever, paper airplanes, kites, who knows it. But some may be able to build RC planes, scratch build, and they know all their suppliers on that, but they don't have the same suppliers or necessarily the suppliers that supply everything they need for them for control on you. And you've already addressed this in previous iterations. There you go.
No, John, that's really a smart thing, and it made me think about and I'd have to ask you this, because you're a kit designer, and that would, a plan maker and a plan designer, kit designer. Someone getting into the hobby probably doesn't need 4 to 6 pound wood. You know, I mean, they're going to pay dearly to get something that's going to be probably a little more fragile because they can fly so well. I'm just wondering if we can give them a guide, but then they'd have to figure out, well, how do I know, what
Well,
the
yeah,
quality
yeah.
is?
You make a good point, Mark. The thing is it depends, I think, on the stage that they're. If they're a beginner, they
Yes.
can get by with 6 to 12 pound wood.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
if they're working their way up through the ladder, and getting further up, they'll know when they need to start going after the lighter wood.
I
And
agree with you.
they'll need to pick designs that make use of that lighter wood.
Yeah.
Because you have to design, you can design differently for different weights of wood. You know, uh, heavy wood, like Bob Hunt is doing. He's taking 6 to 12 pound 16th and planing it down to 50 or 60,000, 50,000s,
That's right.
40,000s, and it's coming out with something stronger and lighter.
Yep. Yep.
So
John, I'd like to talk to you, offline. We should talk about this because
yeah,
I think you could steer me in a good direction.
I'll
Uh,
try.
yeah.
Always happy. Do you
No,
have
I
my
appreciate it.
phone number or my email or?
Um, I'll ask our leader here if he could send that to me.
Yeah, I could send it to you.
Fearless Leader has
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks, Charles.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Let me go to Ed Waski. Hey, Ed, how are you doing? Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Doing good and stuff. Can't report much in regards to flying, things like that. Wind and just pouring outside. I was amazed I could get online the way the signal was and stuff. So we'll see how it goes. But good seeing everybody and, glad to participate.
Well, I'm glad you came in. I appreciate it. You don't have to have something to come in. Some people feel I have to have something to share, or you don't have to have anything. I mean, it's nice, but you don't have to. It's not a requirement to come in. So appreciate you coming in. Appreciate it very much. And let me see. I think Mark Wise is here. And Mark, what you been up to? Did you get my last thing I sent you? So now you know
I
Jack.
am I am blessed. I have a friend from the West Coast, or as they said, the left coast, who sends me very good um, these short videos, these little reels, and other things that are very funny and still tasteful. Not disgusting or anything like that. So,
Right. I'm
Charles,
glad.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm. Ed, it's kind of like you said. If all the times I've been on here and you added up all the things that I said that meant anything, I'd be a junior member. Because I'm just not finding the time to do all the things I'd like to do. But anyway, a lot of good things going on. We are just finishing, and I hope everyone who's a Pampa member got the latest survey we sent out for what do they call it? Monkey something.
Mhm.
Uh, and the survey was basically we're looking for Pampa members who have certain skills outside of flying, like photography, computer, social media. We just don't have enough, around me that know everything and have the time to do everything. So at the last glance I looked, we had maybe 30% return, but that may be a number that's about a week old. Not that that's a bad number. So we're doing that. A week from today, I'm down at Triple Tree for I think 9 days, along with Will Davis and other guys too, obviously. Um, the first 2 days are the combat guys are going to be doing some. I think it's F2D, but I can't swear to that's combat. getting ready for the Worlds, and they're going to be flying the same kind of contest down at Triple Tree, and which is great. It brings more people to Triple Tree, and it's fun to watch these guys and learn more about what they do, and it's a good group of guys. From there, I'm going to Florida to visit my son. That's about 7 hours. And about 3 weeks later, I think is Brodak. And thank God for July, it's fairly open, except for training for the Worlds. And then the Nats, I'll be in Muncie from the 3rd of August till about maybe the 20th. That's a pretty good spin out there. So I may get an accent. I don't know. You know, I may talk like Larry Bird by the time I'm done. But it's all good. It's just a lot going on. And Ed, I owe you a response. I went with some guys for 3 days to play some golf in Central PA, and that was good. And I won some money.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. So other than that, the Worlds is starting to heat up. My cohort, Mr. Walker. I'll tell you this quick story. It's a little bit funny. At the banquet last year, Ed, of course, you were there, and I'm not sure if anyone else was there, but at the banquet last July, I made a comment about, you know, wanting to go to the Walker Stunt Ranch. That's Paul's backyard circle. You know, and it's like invitation only, like right now, David Fitzgerald is up there. So I said in the thing, boy, it sounds like anyone can get to the Walker Stunt Ranch if they can get out to the state of Washington. And Paul stood up and said, not everyone. So he sent me another one like that. Matt Colin was on there, and Matt said, I'd love to go to the Walker Stunt Ranch. And Paul sent him a note back. He said, Matt, anytime you can come up. So I responded, and I said, I think you mistyped that. I think you meant Mark. Nah, that didn't work. So I don't know if I'll get up there. I guess you have to be a good flyer to get up there. So no complaints, just busy. And my only regret that I'm aware of right now is that I can't be at Ed's event, which is just awesome. Just because of the change of dates for the Worlds. But I think that'll boost your attendance, Ed.
I don't know about that.
Well, it might.
Hey, did you get to listen to my comment the other day when you weren't on and stuff? I was trying to give you a pat on the back, but I was like, you know, he's not here, so I don't know about it. But anyway,
you can repeat it. You can repeat it.
Yeah, and talking with you know, some of the people in the RC world and the control line world, the Mark Radcliffe was telling me that our new VP for the area was getting information from the AMA in regards to new members.
Yep.
Names and addresses. So I told Mark, I was like, well, that kind of sounds familiar. I wonder how they came up with that. So, you know, good on you.
There. We're getting.
Yeah, and if somebody's willing to listen and it's a good idea, well, then that's some nice progress. So congrats there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, matter of fact, Robert Gore told me that Paul Walker called him to introduce himself because he learned that Robert Gore was in his area.
Yep.
And
yeah, we got some things happening.
I was just like,
I even got a note from AMA saying they, you know, that they'd be happy to bury me, you know, on the IAC, which is really nice, except, you know, they wanted to do it now. And I said, I'd appreciate if you could wait. And I said, no, it's in the plans. So anyway, it's good to see all you guys. And Charles, keep up the good work.
All right. Thank you very much. Let me see. I think it was Mark Gerber came in next. And I got to get Caffeine a chance when he's not flying, see what's going on.
Yeah, he was looking in his camera here a little bit ago, but
yeah, no, I think he's flying right now. Let me make him big real quick just for a second. And he's muted, but I'm not sure if that's him or that's his flying buddy. That might be his flying buddy.
Yeah.
So anyways,
middle of the day there.
Yeah, it looks like a beautiful weather. And So, Mark Gerber, you making progress on your Bearcat
Oh, some.
or other stuff?
Here's where I
Oh,
was
look
last.
there.
Look at
Here's where I
that,
was last week.
right?
I got all the fuselage formers and the supports put together. Got the base going. So this week I put in the engine bearers
Wow.
and drilled them out, mounted the motor. And then I put some balsa between the motor mounts to dampen the vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
East Coast trick.
Yeah.
And then here's the tank mounted in there. Here's the bottom side. Now, this tank is not crooked.
You got
I
it
make
kicked
them
out.
this way. I make them this way on purpose.
Yep.
Because Al Raby, he would cant his tanks, but I just build them with a little bevel in the outside, and it does the same effect. And here it is mounted in the fixture. So it'll be time to start putting longerons on here and get ready to put the whole fuselage together. So only
Nice.
problem is it's only a month until I have to leave for Brodeck. So I got to do some flying and get some things ready to go too. So, and then one other thing I had, this is does everybody know what this is?
I don't know. I thought you'd steer drinks with.
Yeah, it's a frother for making fancy espresso.
Right.
And my son had one. I took and I played with it when I was down in Florida. So I came back and I bought one. It's really handy for mixing paint. It
Oh.
works great.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I stick it down in the paint and it'll run really fast if you have something that's not very viscous like water.
Right.
But if you have something, with more viscosity like paint, it slows down and it does a really decent job.
That is a great idea.
And then to clean it, I've got a jar of thinner that I put my old thinner in. And when it gets full, I dump some of it out. But I just put this down in that thinner and turn it on, and it cleans itself.
Very
So,
nice. That's a nice little hack. Appreciate that.
so I use it to mix all kinds of stuff. But it's pretty handy, and
Yeah.
I haven't had to replace the batteries yet. I've had it for over a year.
Wow.
So
Great idea. Great find.
handy little thing. Here's where you get them. Get on
All right.
Amazon.
Milton Brother. Huh.
Very nice. Very
Anyway,
nice.
that's what's been going on here this week. We've got a club meeting on Tuesday night down in Denver, and they have what they call it I built it night.
Mm-hmm.
So if you built a plane, which is radio control these days, not everybody does. You could take it and they have a display and you put them out on the floor and they judge them,
Mm-hmm.
Last year I got a prize with a Bearcat.
Oh, I bet.
No Bearcat this year, but I'll take my Ryan down and put it out. It's a lot of fun.
Mark, do you still use this for your coffee too?
No.
Okay.
Very
So
good.
anyway, that's coming up Tuesday night, so I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely. That's a great idea.
Yeah, it really is. Very good. Let me go to Stuart Morrison. How you doing, Stuart?
I'm good. Went out flying this week.
All right.
Stay actually for a change, but the next 10 days doesn't look good at all. But it was really nice. About 70 degrees and hardly any wind.
Wow.
I got a couple of questions.
All righty.
What's the pull test? How many pounds?
It's 10 G's, so 10
10 G.
times
Yeah.
10 times the weight of your plane.
That 10 kilo?
No, 10 G's, 10 times the weight of your airplane.
Oh, okay.
All bounce half eight plane gets 120 ounces.
Um,
I don't think so.
Okay, my Nobler. Does anybody ever built up around the bell crank at all, or they seem okay for the pull test?
Yeah, mine was fine. I've flown 2 or 3 of those Nobler ARFs, and none of them pulled the bell crank out.
Okay.
I replaced the bell crank.
Yeah, I replaced my bell crank. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay, that's fine. That's something I just want to know too. But um, muffler. Does it really matter what angle you put that on? Is it usually just straight down when you do it, like to angle it away?
I'm not sure if I understand what you're talking about.
Your muffler, the angle of the exhaust, do you usually just push it straight down?
What
You
kind
know,
of
how you
muffler are
put
you
it on
talking about?
on the muffler.
A tube? Yeah,
So
okay.
would you just push
Oh,
it
that
straight
part.
down?
Okay, now I understand. Yeah, I usually point it away from the wing, a little bit. If it can, I point the exhaust down underneath the wing.
Yeah, as far down as you can. Okay.
Yeah, so I just try to minimize how much oil I get on my plane because it lifts the
Yeah.
film or
I'll
if
have
it's
to,
it could also remove some of the paint if it's hot fuel because even when the planes are fuel proof, they're not hot fuel proof.
okay, yeah.
So you want to, if you can, deflect that hot fuel that might come out the exhaust because that's really hard to protect
Okay.
against. So I try to deflect it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's pretty much what I was gonna do anyhow. Um, I should show you guys this. I don't know. I had one before, but it was a different one. But I found these are a little nicer muffler, not muffler, fuel filter.
I make it
Um,
big here. Just 1 second. Make it big here.
I thought, I don't know. I put them in. I like these types. Just me, but I mean, for mount, I've used it. I've only used it a few times, but I had a smaller version of this, but I like this one better because it
Yeah, it's a nice one. I've used it.
um this one's from Heli Direct. There
Oh,
was some I bought from Hobby King. Um, these ones are a little bit bigger, but you can when you tighten it down here, it tightens better than the other ones I had from Hobby King that were a little smaller.
okay.
I don't know. It's just
If I have a cowl plane, that's where the size matters inside the cowl because I want it to be I want it to fit, and there's a lot of stuff underneath the cowl or inside the plane. But if it's a
yeah.
profile, it doesn't really matter what size filter I have.
Yeah, this one works okay for the plane and putting it in. So, um, yeah, so I got these at Heli Direct if anybody ever would want them.
You ready? And that one's nice. You can take it apart and clean the filter and reuse it.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
They give you an extra one in here too. So an extra filter.
Yeah.
I when I clean them, I got an ultrasonic machine. Actually, it works really good.
Nice. Yeah, I have an ultrasonic machine too.
So that works all right. So, um, other than that, okay. Well, maybe I'll wait a little bit more, and whenever more people have to come in, I got something else I'll show you.
All right, sounds good. And then we have caffeine, but I don't think he's available.
He went out flying again.
Yeah, he's just making us feel like we're missing out, right? I went flying earlier today, but I just can't get enough. I wish I was flying still. So let me go to Tryon. Hey, Tryon, how you doing?
Good. Very good. I'm putting electronics in my repair plane.
Mm-hmm.
It is right now sitting.
Oh, wow, look at that. It lives again. Revolutions.
It is in one piece, finally. So my goal is to get it up in the air this weekend sometime.
Great.
I'm working towards that. That's my goal right now. That's what I'm working on. And right now I'm just putting some stuff inside the nose.
All right. So what electronics are you going to upgrade the electronics or is the same with last time?
I took the electronics off the last plane and just put them into this one. That's it.
All right.
No changes.
So what are you using for a ESC and timer? What does your system consist of?
It's a Igor timer, and ESC is the Jetty Spin 66, the old one, the classic one, the one that's the better one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you can buy them anymore, but just yeah.
And you had a pretty
There's a switch right now. It's in there.
Oh, I see the switch. Yeah, and I see the hole below it. What's that hole for?
That's the safety.
Oh, your arming mechanism.
Yes, I have the arming mechanism right here. It's my own mechanism where you have like it's like the BattleBot switch, what the guys use in BattleBots to turn the BattleBots on and off.
Right.
Basically, just two plates and a screw, and we tighten up the screw, you just make connection. If you loosen it up, no connection.
All right, very good. Yeah, very simple.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's very robust and never fails. So that's that. And for me, what made it for me is very compact. It's very flat. I mean, just
So when you're flying, you leave a tool with the person going to pick up your plane, or they don't even.
Yes. Yeah, I usually do.
All right, very cool.
I usually do.
Or you can just have them come grab your handle and then you take care of it, right? Or
6 of one, half dozen of the other. You know, yep. Whatever works at the time. Yeah. So yeah. So far I have the motor in the ESC. I just have to connect them. I already cut out the holes for the safety switch, so I have to bolt it in right now. And with this, next step would be to put the timer in there and start to add the control system in a plane, which basically is bolting a lot of stuff. That's all there's to it. So, but other than that, it's done.
Now, are you using the LiPo batteries, or have you migrated over to lithium ion, or are you going to do that?
No, I'm still using the LiPos. Not because I didn't have to migrate. It's I'd be like a $250 investment to do so for me, and I just don't have the money right now.
Right. Now you're leaving for Romania pretty soon, right?
Yes, that's what I'm ready for. I mean, it's 2 weeks from now.
Wow.
So it's coming.
Very good.
That's why I'm trying to get this thing done and get it up in the air. I mean, I don't really care about the cosmetic stuff. I mean, it's like after I fly the plane, everything is fine. I'm going to start to just slowly, just put one coat of paint a day and just work towards putting like a semi-decent finish on it. That's about it. I'm not trying to put like a award-winning finish or anything like that. So
right,
that's that. Yeah, I repaired the wing. I made a new spar, connecting spar for the elevator. I made a new landing gear struts. I had to make a new nose, which is done. What else? Yeah, those about it. I had to repair the fuselage in a nose where the landing gear was connected because the gear took most of the brunt of the force of the impact, and I think that's kind of what saved the plane.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
very nice. And good for you, buddy. Let me see. Jeff Riley says point the muffler up and a little to the right. It'll really make your pitman happy. Yeah, you don't want to point the exhaust towards your pitman. That's not a good thing. Yeah, point it away from your pitman. Let me see here. And then Carl Reed's in the house. Hey, Carl, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
All right. Thanks for coming out this
Did I come through?
Yeah, it's okay. It's not perfect.
Did I come through okay?
Yeah, coming through okay right now.
Okay, good.
Just want to say thanks for coming out. Carl,
Yeah.
myself, and
Okay.
Joe Mata
Yeah.
was fine today. And
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it was a pretty eventful day for us, wasn't it?
yes, yeah. Yes, yeah, we had beautiful weather. I mean, it was like perfect. I mean, it must have been like 70 degrees and like, 5-6 mile an hour winds. The lawn had been cut. I mean, we was living the life. Yeah, Joe Mata.
Yeah, it was going. Yeah, it was going okay until the wind pushed me over and I crashed my plane. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I know. If you wouldn't have tripped, I think you would have been able to save the plane.
Yeah.
That was just so
Maybe
unfortunate.
you can explain. Maybe you can explain to the other guys what happened, so they can understand it better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it happens. Part of this hobby
Yeah,
is
but tell them what happened.
okay. So the motor did not give him any warning, and it quit. And he was doing some maneuver, and the motor quit, and then lines went slack.
Coming down.
And so he ran back to try to catch the lines, and then he tripped and fell on his back.
Oh,
And I'm glad he didn't hit his head. He just hit his bum, and then the plane just went straight down basically. But he did do a little bit of damage to the leading edge outboard section of the leading edge, so it's repairable. It's just unfortunate because it wasn't like he had lots of fuel left, so it's unfortunate,
yeah.
but it's part of the hobby. It's part of the hobby. It's I'm not going to shame anybody for having a crash. We've all had crashes. Everybody, so it happens. Let me see here. Let me share with you the calendar. This is the what is this, May 3rd. Let me do a screen share. It just happens to be me this month. Let's see here, and let me know if it's coming through.
Oh, yeah.
Now this photograph was taken by Mark Lumen. I thought it surprised me when I saw him with his camera, and then when he shared it with me, I was like, oh man, I mean, this is my favorite picture of me flying.
That's great.
It is a nice picture. I really, really love it. So that's me flying my SV11. And again, Mark Lumen, if you're listening, appreciate it so much. That photo that you captured, the SV11, it's right there framed perfectly, and you can pretty much see a lot of the details of the SV11. And then that's me there out there in the hot sun. And it was a great. I have it framed and it's mounted on my wall. I have a much bigger picture, and I might even get a bigger frame. I want to get a bigger picture. It's one of my favorite shots of me. So really love it.
That was nice.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, Mark Lumen, fantastic shot, Mark. Appreciate it. Yeah, John.
You remind me, do you know what tomorrow is?
Oh, May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Star Wars Day.
Exactly. Fantastic. We stop sharing. All right, fantastic. And I think we're all caught up. So I went flying today with Joe Mata and Carl Reed, and like I said, absolutely beautiful weather. I think I must have put up at least 5 or 6 flights with my stunt trainer, and Jeff Riley got a chance to fly my stunt trainer last Saturday, and thing was great day. I can't wait to go out flying again. I'm gonna I have another one, another stunt trainer, but it's not trimmed or in the same configuration as the one I'm flying right now. My hope is to get the other one ready to fly, have it flown and trimmed out, so then I can really go ahead and get really courageous and really do some things that might end up, nicking the plane up, but then I'll be able to pull the second one out. And kind of like how combat guys go to a contest with 4 or 5, 6 airplanes. Eventually, I'm going to have 4 of them and an extra wing. So I'm kind of taking a lesson from the combat guys. And the idea is just to have me be able to, if I have to, I can go out there and, crash 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the same day, and I haven't lost a whole bunch of money. It's not a very expensive airplane. So, and it flies decent. Jeff Riley was surprised how stable and how well behaved the plane flies. And so I, hopefully work on my second one, and then I'll really start getting really courageous and really take it down where it's kind of dangerous. My plan, anyways. Yeah, so that's all that's going on with me, and at least for this week. I think I only went out flying just one day this week. Hopefully next week I'll be able to go out at least Monday and Friday, and maybe even Monday and Wednesday and Friday. The weather is just beginning to get really nice. I prefer flying in the spring and the fall than I do in the summer, because we have the Santa Ana winds during the summer, and it's really hot and it's really windy. Right now it must have been like 70 degrees. It was just,
Yeah, that's nice.
I mean, it's like, paradise. It really was nice. And I happened to meet the head of the parks maintenance, and he had told me about this app. Is that sometimes I have some sprinklers heads that go bad in the flying field, and I have standing water and other things like that happen. And it's always been difficult for me to find someone to get it fixed. I have to live with it for a while until someone gets it. But I got this app now. It's called Escondido Report. I live in Escondido, and I can actually report, oh, I got a sprinkler head that's loose, or maybe this grass needs to be cut. And I'm like, man, I'm excited, because I've had to tolerate some things, for a long period of time, maybe sometimes 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and before it gets fixed, because we just have the same maintenance crew that takes care of all the parks of Escondido, whether the one that's near the city hall, of course, that park is pristine and well manicured and taken care of because city hall is there. But where I fly at is kind of a low priority. So I'm pretty excited to have got that app. And I even sent a report today, because there is a section that must have a broken sprinkler head there, and the water is about 6 inches deep in that one section, at least 6 inches. I didn't measure it, but
hey, Charles.
Yeah,
I want to warn you. You don't want to get a reputation of being able to get things done.
I know.
It's a kiss of death.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, just be careful. Be careful.
Yeah, I will be careful. Yeah, absolutely. Oh man. Well, they say if you want to get something done, ask a busy person, right?
That's it.
I always said if you want to get something done, ask a woman.
That's true too.
And if you want to know where to go, ask a woman. She'll tell you where to go.
Yeah, and, I told my wife when she was alive, I wore the pants, but she told me which ones.
That's good.
I like that.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Joy seemed like a really nice lady, John. I really enjoyed talking. I really like talking to Joy at the flying field, and sometimes when you didn't answer your phone, I ended up talking to Joy.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't know she's carrying on with you. My goodness.
She actually gave me her phone number when I met you guys at Wooden Arrows. She said, give me a call, because sometimes John doesn't answer his phone or something to that fact. So she had said, if you call John, he might not answer for whatever reason, but just call me and I'll get John for. So that's kind of how
she was a good person, wasn't she?
Yes. Yeah. Very, very. You married over your head, John.
I got lucky, boy. I got really lucky.
Yeah. Joy was this nice woman. Really
Yep.
quality
And she
human.
supported me in the hobby. You know, that was,
Yeah, that's what, in our hobby, if our wives support us, man, that is like,
oh man.
that is hot, hot, hot. And if they fly, it's even hotter. I think that's so neat when there's a few of us that have wives that fly. Lynn
Well,
Burrell.
she loved to go to Brodak, and she'd stash away money I didn't know about, and all of a sudden I'd come in, she'd bought all these things and that, and where'd you get the money? Well, I stashed it away. She'd planned ahead,
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. I have a comment from Jeff Riley. He said, "Yeah, awesome plane." He's just referring my stunt trainer. He flew it a couple times, and again, I was so satisfied just to see him smile. And then we have Go For It Painting, and they say hello, hello, and I think we're all caught up on the
You notice,
chat.
Mark?
And look who's here. Jeff
So let me-
Riley's here.
So let me
Hey,
ask
Jeff.
you, Charles, you flew the airplane. Did you fly it on the one lean out forward setting?
Yeah, how we had it set. Yeah, I flew. Just like only thing I had to do was I had to readjust neutral for some reason. It had a little bit of up, and then other than that, I used the same setting that you had.
Oh, there's
How-
Caffey.
how- did you notice any difference?
Yeah, I thought you're absolutely right. It was crabbing a little bit before, and my focus was on other things. I mean, I was trying to get that motor to stop doing that. You and I talked about how the motor stumbles when it comes out of a hard corner, and
Mm-hmm.
and then before the plane didn't track. And I mean, I've been working on this plane for some time, and now it's like you said, it's an awesome plane. I mean, for a stunt trainer, it's not a dog. In other words, it flies pretty good. It's not.
Yeah, you think that motor stumbles? Fly a Fox 35
Yeah, yeah, I
Hey,
know.
Caffey's in
without the stuffer in it.
Right, right.
Hello.
Hey, Caffeine, I saw someone fly.
Yep. Yep.
Flying partner, or was that with you?
So we both fly. We both had our maiden on our airplanes. My flying buddy is flying Mobes. He scratch built it, and then I flew my P40R. It's they both flew really well this morning. We're going to have some more flights to come.
Very good. Now, what do you think about the P40 versus your other planes?
At this moment, it, it's more powerful because I still figuring out uh, the right RPM, the right rather offset. So yeah, still finding the best setting for this flight. But yeah, hopefully the first flight was fine, was totally good experience. But I still have to make some trimming and another adjustment.
Right. And that's understandable. So this was your maiden flight today, so that's very understandable. And then this is your flying buddies, Mobes.
Yes, it is.
Looks
Nice.
good.
Hey, hello.
Hello. Hello. Welcome to Stunthangar. We've seen you before. So how was your Mobes? Did you like it?
Well, so far so good. I scratch built it, and it's powered by 40 FP with the 11.5 props, and it's too strong, I guess, because my arm is so. I got too much tool on my tank, so I think it's more than 10 minutes, I guess.
Okay.
Nitro.
Very, very good. Well, I'm happy for you. It's great to have a successful maiden flight, you guys. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good thing is, keep the airplane in one piece. That's the important thing.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's it. I will have some updates after we are having more flights now.
All right. Well, thanks for checking in. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate that, Caffeine, and your flying buddy. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Terima kasih.
All right. All right.
Yeah, some.
Ed, what did you say to him, Ed? Go electric?
Thank you. Terima kasih. Thank you. And he said, sama-sama. You're welcome.
That's nice.
Oh,
Very nice. Very good. Let me get back to Jeff. So Jeff, did I put a little bit of did I put a little itch for you to maybe get back into flying control line a little bit? I'm hoping that's the case.
Yeah, you did.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a trip out to Corona and I'm gonna go to Spruce. I'm gonna buy some Randolph and I'm probably gonna buy like 5 colors and some clear. So I'm planning on spending about $400 on paint. So I can get I gotta get the Olympic finished. I got to finish. I got to do something with the junkyard dog, so at least people will think, okay, this guy does have a half a sense of brain here.
One more.
The Cub.
There you go.
I'm looking so forward to flying that Cub. I love the 15 sized airplanes. They're so much fun. I mean, it's just something you can fly, and you don't really have to think about it. You just fly them. And you kind of fly them like a half A. You fly them 2 fingers. You don't fly them with your whole hand. I was flying Charles' plane out there last weekend. I was having such a good time. That was a blast. And it was pulling. I was pretty impressed with the 25. I figured the LA 25 was not going to be much more than a Fox 15. It pulls pretty good.
Yeah, well, I was impressed with your flying. I mean, you hadn't flown in 8 years, and
Well,
I
I haven't flown any pattern in 8 years. I have had a plane in the air within the last 5.
all right.
But realistically, in 8 years, I haven't done anything really profound, so to speak, other than just going out and showing a kid how to fly a PT-19.
Right. Well, I really appreciate the trimming you and I did, and watching you fly and seeing the smile on your face and all that, and then you share knowledge with me. I mean, Jeff's a very knowledgeable person. He used to fly with Tom Warden and Bob Noyes. Is that right?
Bill Noyes.
Bill Noyes.
Yeah, Bill Noyes, Tom Warden. I knew John Wright when he was a young man, and I was younger.
Right. So I mean, a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge.
Eric Rule was out there to help us out all the time. One time I was at well, I started doing the fly-ins when Virgil Wilbur ran them.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how many people remember his name, but he was a cool cat. He's the reason I signed up for AMA. And that's when I was flying the plane I was telling you about, the window.
Yeah.
The one that had so much packing tape on the wing, it looked like a skylight.
Yeah.
And that's the one Tom Warden used to yell at me from the outside of the circle, going, "You're too high." He was like a drill sergeant. "You're too high." Okay.
Very, very
But it
good.
was always fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I would have known those guys, Tom Warden and Bill Noyes. And the other guy you mentioned, they were before my time.
Did you know Tim Whittle, Norm Whittle?
I knew Tim Whittle. I knew Tim and Norm Whittle. Tim was his kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim was back when I knew Tim, he was probably maybe 15 years old.
Yeah.
And he was probably flying, I think he was flying a shoestring with a Fox on it. And his dad was flying a Warden Fox. The tricycle landing gear with the spike coming off the top of the tail.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it a fox or a wolf or something? It was named after an animal.
Yeah.
That was a cool plane. Tom Warden let me fly his the hell is that?
Continental.
Continental?
Continental.
Yeah.
I flew as Continental in a contest at Whittier Narrows in 1996.
Wow.
And well, because my skylight had failed me. Tom goes, fly this plane. Okay. And he paid it for me and launched it and said, here you go. Do it like we talked about. And I'm not gonna yell at you. I said, okay.
Very nice.
My downgrades were I flew too low.
Really? Wow.
Mhm. Yeah, I lost points on the flying too low.
Didn't make it to 45 degrees or was under 6 foot.
I was flying at 3 foot on my levels. All my bottoms were at 3 foot because I trusted the plane was perfect and I trusted it. So I brought it out at the very bottom thinking I was higher than I was.
Years ago, that got you a good score, but
Oh, and yeah, but in the 90s, it was like, no, it has to be between 4 and 6.
yep.
I was below 4, so they downgraded me on it, and Tom slapped my hands for it. But we went out and had a beer anyway. He had iced tea, but I had a beer.
Oh my goodness.
I missed that guy. He was a cool cat.
I only met
Super
him once.
knowledgeable. That dude knew everything.
Only met him once, and I was just a kid. I was just a teenager.
Did you ever see his car?
I don't think so.
His car looked like you opened 17 cans of paint and threw them at it. Especially on the inside, because he would go somewhere and buy a bunch of paint. Like back when Aerogloss was the stuff to buy. Every hobby shop in the world had Aerogloss, so he'd go buy cans of Aerogloss, and he'd leave them in the back of his brand new minivan. Well, pretty soon the inside of his brand new minivan was psychedelic because out here in California, the van gets really hot when it's parked outside the restaurant.
It'll explode.
Cans exploded. There was paint everywhere. His car looked worse than his workshop. His workshop had paint on the ceiling. It was so much fun to hang out with that dude because nothing mattered. It was just like, just get the airplane done. Just that's all that matters.
Wow, he must have been cool because I know that you only hang around cool people, Jeff.
I try.
Once in a while, some of us other guys sneak in.
Oh no, everybody on this channel is cool. Come on, really?
Thank you. I was fishing for that, you know.
Everybody here is cool.
Yeah, you're cool, John. I'm sorry, I'm just preoccupied with all these monitors and stuff. That's why I don't always comment. But yeah, you're very cool. You know, you and I have had some real nice conversations.
Yeah, I was talking about moving from, well, I live here in the concrete jungle down here in LA where everybody wants to be. And
used to be a beautiful place.
What's that?
It used to be a beautiful place.
It was good for a long time. I mean, I had a good career here in sheet metal for 31 years. Whatever it was. Now I'm just like enjoying retirement, but I'm getting tired of working on this house. So I want to go somewhere where I don't have to do that anymore. And we're looking at Boulder, or I am. I don't know how she feels about it, but we'll figure that out pretty soon. We're looking at Boulder, just southeast of Vegas.
Yeah, when you go to the flying field there, you're about halfway between Vegas and Boulder.
You're talking about Broadbent, right? By the old arena.
Yeah.
By the old stadium. That's Steve's flying field.
Yep, Bennett Field.
Didn't you go there last year?
I wasn't there last year. I got sick.
Okay.
I was there the year before and the year before that.
I know Charles has been there a couple times.
Yeah, but I've been there 3 times, but only flew in it, I think, once or twice. Yeah.
Did you fly when he was over by IKEA?
No, I missed that.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the first year I was gonna go.
It's a good contest to go to.
Vegas?
Yeah.
And it would be a fun contest. As long as you can keep your 20s out of the slot machine, you'll be fine.
I go buy a roll of nickels. That lasts me the whole time.
Rolling nickels, you'd be lucky to find a slot to put them in.
I know.
Are you speaking from experience?
Yes, I
Yes.
am. Yes, I spent $1 or $2 in Vegas. Last year we went there for the South Point 400 for NASCAR.
Yeah, they got that big race course there, don't they?
It's a 1.5 miles, tri-oval,
Yeah.
but it was fun. We had a blast, got sunburnt like crazy. Who cares? Went back. I don't know. Wendy went down and played a couple of slot machines, but I was so tired. I had dinner and I'm like, I'm wore out. I'm going upstairs. I'm going to bed. I think I took $300 to gamble with, and I think I came home with 299.
Not too bad. Hey guys, I think I'm going to end the live stream. I think we've covered all the model aviation. Unless, go ahead, save us, Stuart.
Yeah, I got that little. I got a buddy here. It's a new flyer, so I'm gonna make me big here. I'm gonna show him to you.
All right.
Oh, look at there.
Who is that in the pilot? Who is that?
Snoopy.
Snoopy. All right. It's one of the ones you made, Stuart.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All painted up. Very
Cool.
nice.
He looks meaner on this side, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that looks cool, man. That looks very cool. That's
Is that an ARF? Is that an ARF Nobler or a built Nobler?
It's an ARF.
What are you putting in it for power?
Sorry?
What are you putting in it for power?
An FP40.
Okay, that'll work. You don't want to flat pitch it.
So, yeah, I'll get Len to help me out with the final adjustments.
Well, your buddies with Len. Len will know exactly how to set that thing up. It's perfect. Len's a good dude.
He's a handy guy to have around.
Yeah.
Basically, what you'll want to do is you'll want to, with your FP40, you'll probably want to run an 11.4, 11.4 and a half, because it's a pretty light plane and it's a small wingspan. So you don't want to put a whole lot of horsepower on it, or it's just going to fly like a combat plane.
Yeah.
Unless you like a whole lot of line tension, you want to keep your speed down.
I flew Twister once, and they had like a FP40 with a APC 11.5, and seems to be a very good marriage between the motor and the prop.
That would be about the same match.
Yeah, I don't know. That one run beautiful like that.
You guys how many of you guys have flown a Fantarized Twister?
I have.
I have.
What line lengths and motors did you use? I just out of curiosity, line length and stuff.
I have to look at my flight log. I don't remember.
I used about 63 feet center to center. And I've had various engines on it. I had a Fox 35, I had a McCoy 35, I had a not LA, a 40 FP, and I had a KMB 28 on it. The KMB 28 was a good match for it.
I've got a Towers 40 on mine, and
good engine.
I just started flying it and still kind of trying to get it trimmed out, but I was just curious about line length. If on a plane like that, does it get to the point where your lines are too long?
Oh, you can, sure, absolutely.
And then
possible.
What's that start to do when they get a little on the long side? Would you find it just you start to lose control because of the line gets too much of a bow in it?
The first thing I notice when I come up with lines that are too long is, have you ever flown a kite and seen the string do this?
Yeah.
That's kind of what you'll notice to the plane. If they're starting to get too long, you'll notice a lot of wind bow in the lines.
Okay.
And you want to keep, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know, people fly different ways, and there's a lot of different opinions. But as soon as I start getting line bow in them, I'll take a foot off the line.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can get a line whip if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Get
And then
whipped.
if the lines start vibrating,
Okay.
it really gets scary.
Okay. I just wondered about that, or I don't know. This is, Len's good. He's telling me. Actually, I got 63 on it. So, but I was just, I'm gonna put a different prop back on it. So we've been changing the props around, but we've got one that's I forget Yoshi, or I don't know how to pronounce it. They're a Japanese one that seemed to work really good the other day. So we're gonna put one of those back on.
Never heard of it. I'm still working off my old batch of zingers.
Yeah.
That's a good prop kit.
Which one?
Yep. The
Zingers.
Zingers? I've got 9s, 10s, 11s, and 12s. And most of them are 4, 5, and 6 pitch. Except for the 8/7s, and those I ran on my Nelsons.
Very nice.
Oh, not to
Probably
change
still
subject, but just you notice Marcel isn't on tonight?
Yeah.
Marcel is flying in a contest, 2-hour drive away from home.
Oh, okay.
Gone all weekend.
All right. Fantastic. Well, I wish him much success.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and we have Sparky's in here. I mean, I see his workbench. It's probably around there somewhere. Hey, Sparky, thanks for coming in.
Eating.
All right. So continue on with your props. You're talking about the 8s.
Oh, and I just got a box of props that I bought at one of the hobby shops 100 years ago. And there was probably, I don't know, maybe 60 props in this bundle. And the guy wanted $40 for it. So I bought the whole thing. I just said, I handed him 2 20s and I said, I'll take them. I don't care what they are. And I sorted through them and I passed out a few and I kept all the ones I wanted. And I have 8 4s for my 15s. I have 8 6s for my Fox 15s. I have 10 5s, 10 6s, 11 4s, 11 5s. I have a couple of 11 6s, but I don't think I'll ever use them. And then I have some 12s that I'll probably never use. And I think the 12s I think are 12 4s and 12 5s.
Those would be nice for a Super Tiger 51.
If you know anybody that needs them, I'll bring them out and I'll just give them to you. I don't care.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, you letting me fly that airplane was beneficial to me. That put a big ass smile on my face. I was happy.
It made me feel good, man.
I was having so much fun. Did you measure the gas? Did you pull the gas out of the tank? Remember when it quit on me in the loop?
Oh, you know what? I must have got the time wrong or something. I know I filled that tank. I don't know why it was short. Why it
Well,
cut out.
I was thinking, did it have fuel in it after it quit? Because it seemed like it was leaning out and it started to turn on me, and then the loop might have killed it. So I'm not sure if there was fuel left. It didn't seem like it flew as long for some reason.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened, but I didn't notice any fuel in the tank, but I didn't check either. So I
Either
don't
that or
know.
I was just having so much fun. It just was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, I think I started my we had already had the motor running and I started my stopwatch then. Normally the time prior to that, I put the igniter on
That's
there,
right.
set the clock, and I signaled the judge, and then but that time there was some mix up, and then the motor was already running, and then I set the timer. So it just
Okay, that could be it. Because it's just, I was just like to the point where I was having so much. That thing is an awesome flying airplane.
yeah, thank you
And
very much.
you saw it.
enjoy it. Yeah, I enjoy it.
You saw it. It turned outside under 45 degrees.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised because I do a lot bigger rounds than that. That was really a surprise.
I was just pushing it to see how hard it would turn. And it was fun. I had a lot of fun with that plane. That was like, wow, this thing's great for a trainer.
Yeah, it's I'm actually, who knows, I might go to the Golden State Stunt Championship with that plane.
I was almost, if I'd have flown it one more time, I might have tried the outside triangle.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I just it's a tool. I hope to I actually, the guy that's building me two more of them. So I'll have four complete ones and an extra wing when I get done. So I'm gonna go out there like combat and you know, put him at risk, put him in harm's way, you know?
You know what we got to do? Got to do this. Something my dad and I used to do when I was learning to fly with him. Is I had a Buster and he had a shoestring, and we both had 30. He had a McCoy and I had a Fox, and he would launch my plane. I would fire it up and he'd launch my plane. My mom would launch my dad, and we'd fly two planes at the same time.
Oh wow.
Stunt, not combat. We'd fly stunt.
I understand. I've seen that at Brodax. Mike Palco and Danny Banjock, they do that. They fly in tandem. They do the whole pattern. It's pretty amazing to see.
My dad and I got to the point where, because he doesn't like to fly low, so he would fly, and I'd say, "Okay, I'm inverted and I'm coming at you, and I'm low." And I mean, I was on the deck. I'd come at him, and he'd fly over me, and then he would come down, and we'd pass each other where the landing gear would almost touch.
Wow, it's amazing.
See, that's what we're gonna have to do with your trainers, me and you.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's
We
funny.
can do it. We can do it. All we got to do is we got to talk about it
all right.
the whole time we're flying.
I've never had anyone in the circle with me. That's why I haven't even flown combat planes with someone in the circle with me. So it would be unnerving, I tell you.
And you know what? It's not that bad. You remember you were sitting in a circle with me and talking to me while I was flying your plane?
Right, right.
It's no different than that, except we're both flying airplanes.
All right.
And we're talking about what we're doing. Okay, what are you going to do? I'm going to do a loop. Okay, I'll fly under you. I'll do a loop. You fly under me.
All right.
Our lines are crossed. Okay, we got to uncross. So let's climb and let's uncross. And then we'll come back to here. All we got to do is talk about it. It's real easy to do, and it's impressive for the people on the side to watch that stuff.
Yeah, I saw Mike Palco and Dan Banjock, and I'm not sure who was piloting what, but one would do a wing over and pull out right on top of the other one. And I was like, wow, that was lucky. Then he did it 2 or 3 more times. And I was like, man, these guys are great.
It's really not the like my dad and I, we've never been great pilots. We've just had a good time with it and been pretty good. It's all about talking about it.
Okay.
You guys
And that's
do
all
that.
it is.
Tape it so I can watch it.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any video out there, but I've yeah, at Brodax they do that. At least they did it when I was there. Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal when you see them flying in tandem. I know I've seen I think it was at Sepulveda Basin. I saw 2 guys fly also.
It wasn't a blue shoestring and an orange magician, was it?
I don't remember what the planes were. I know at Brodax they were flying. Remember the Horizon Hobby had the PT-19?
Yeah.
That's what Dan Banjock and Mike Palco were flying.
I saw that on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube?
I saw that flight on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal.
The one of the weirdest ones I ever did is I was flying my Magician with an FP-35 on it. And I was flying 5.6 laps. My dad was flying a shoestring with an S-35, OS Max 35S.
Yeah.
And he was flying 4.7s.
Okay.
So he was like lapping me one and a half laps.
Right.
And we were doing like passes. I would invert, he would go, he would invert, I would come level. He was low, I was high. We would do he would come at me, I would come at him, and then we do the loops backwards.
That sounds unnerving to me.
It's
That
a blast. It's a blast.
sounds unnerving to me.
We could do the lunch show at the next contest if you wanted to do it.
What's unnerving is to start with reverse wing or starting from opposite corners.
No way. Yeah, that's extremely unnerving.
The way you have to do, my dad and I did that, and what we had to do is we had to count to 3. He pulled on 2 and I pulled on 3.
Yep.
That way he passed here and then I passed after.
Wow,
you don't hit it right on that 180, you just get a little bit before it. So
you hit it on 184.
Yeah. No, you don't want to do that. You'll cross lines.
That sounds crazy. And let me say hi to Sparky and Steve Smith. Hey, Sparky, thanks for coming in, man. I see you rubbing on something. Your landing gear?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to lay up another landing gear mold. I got this is the mold that I did, the gear that I did, and they're nice, but they're pretty tall, so I made another one that's an inch shorter.
All right.
Steve, are you going flying tomorrow?
Yeah, he's muted right now. Just hang on. Unmute yourself. There you go.
Yeah, I'm planning on it.
What time?
About 10 a.m.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Did Mark go out today?
Yeah, he did. He was by himself.
Yeah.
Nobody else went out.
Get any feedback on when I twisted the wing? Is it fixed?
No, he didn't really talk about that. So I don't know.
Might have to drive out there and do it again. It's pretty hard to. That foam wing was pretty solid. I did get it to move, but I don't know whether it moved back or not.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So whose landing gear is that you're working on?
This one here? This is a new mold. Is Len Burrell in here tonight?
Yeah.
No.
But that's not the 40 size.
No. This is a mold. I'm not making a gear. This is Wendy's old mold. I got it from Len. I had to repair it. I put on the other board and filled in the bottom, got it ready to go. This is the 40 size gear. Well, I showed you that. The 40 size gear. I'll make this gear up with what's left over from this gallon.
Oh, okay.
Is Sparky a bell crank mold or something there in front of you?
This is a bell crank mold, yes.
Okay.
And this mold here turns out these bell cranks here. Here. I know I got them somewhere. Here they are. And if I can sell some more stuff, I'm going to be making wheel pants too. It turns out bell cranks like this.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
What are you
nice.
looking to sell, Sparky?
Huh?
What are you looking to sell?
Landing gear, tanks. You know, I'm making those carbon fiber tanks. Just
okay.
What do you use to like, is it a resin stuff or what is it? What material is it for the bell crank?
The mold or the bell crank?
Bell crank.
It's carbon fiber tow.
Oh, okay.
Take a piece of tow and I got pins in here, 3/32 pins. You go in and around and then around, back and forth, and then pack it in. Then I got a top that goes on there. So you smash it together and let it dry.
Okay.
They weigh 7 grams.
What's the span on a bell crank?
4 inches.
It's a 4?
Yeah.
Hey, Bob,
Yeah.
can you move the camera and show my progress on the crossfire?
Sure.
Starting to look like an airplane.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Very nice, Steve.
Yeah, I might get it done for 2025.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, if I'm lucky.
Been working on it, what, 4 months? Not bad.
4 months now, yeah. 1 or 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Hey, Sparky, you want to see my mold for the landing gear?
Yeah, let's see it.
Hang on, let me make a big try-in.
Yeah. That's nice.
This is the other side.
Wow.
And I go like this.
We don't have a machine shop.
So I have 2 alignment pins here. It's one here, one there. You can see them.
Yeah.
So when they come together like this,
Right.
they close.
Very nice.
So one thing you could probably do on your mold, make some slots like this on the side. So when you release it, you put a wedge in there and just move it like this, open it up easier. It's like a screwdriver slot somewhere.
Don't have to, I'll show you how this comes apart.
Yeah.
Take this carbon out of here.
Yep.
This is an aluminum casting resin.
Yeah, I know that thing, yeah.
And this, oh, I got a piece of carbon in there. Yeah. This keys into the top here because there's a ridge. It's
I
can't
get
go anywhere else.
it.
You clamp it together, and when you're done, to open it up, you turn it over. You see the step here? You hold on to this and go tap, and it just comes right apart.
Okay.
Nice.
Same as the prop molds that I got, and I got 2-blade, 4-blade. I'm gonna make a rev up prop. That other prop that we made is this prop here. This is a Zor propeller that I carved the knots off of it and casted it up, and used this is a copy of an electric, a 1445 electric. Molded it and knocked this off for gas motors because it's carbon. You don't have to worry about it. It's got a small hub on it.
Yep.
So I got the mold, and then I got a 4-blade propeller that's the same prop, only 4 blades. But I'm not really enthused about making that because it's too heavy.
Yep.
Too heavy. 2.25 ounces. Good joke.
Spark, if you want to make your landing gear a little bit lighter, you can do a combination of the layout and put unidirectional on the outside. If you can find some flat unidirectional, you can cut it to the size. And in the center, you can put some carbon fiber toe to make like a rope in the center of it, right? And the rest of it, you can fill it up with epoxy and micro balloons.
And these are all toe. This gear here is all carbon toe.
No, I get it.
I got the cloth that I've been using on tanks. Here's a tank here.
Yeah.
I'm going to do cloth on the outside, the inside. I also thought about balsa filled. Drop a piece of 16th-inch balsa or 3/32 balsa in that shape to lighten it up, but not in the center where the crush is.
Yeah, make the balsa as a section, like 2 sections, the front and back, and in between them, we'll go with the carbon fiber toe.
Right.
Make sense? So you make like an I-beam.
Right.
You're actually creating an I-beam. And if you use a thinner balsa than the thickness of that you're looking for, it's actually a good idea. And what you do, you put some mixture of epoxy microballoons on the bottom. You put your balsa on top of it. It's going to be smooshed in there, right? And then you put your carbon fiber toe in between them, between the two pieces of balsa, like this side by side, right? Balsa, carbon in between balsa on the side, and put micro balloons on top of it too. And when you close and squeeze the mold, all the excess is going to ooze out, right? And you, technically you create the I-beam, and you use a filler as a balsa, and epoxy micro balloons is going to fill in the rest of the voids. So that's a good idea.
My gear are 1 ounce, which is all right. I'd like to get them a 1/2 ounce, but they got to be strong too.
Yeah, that's one nice thing about the molds. You can test out and try different shit, right?
I got a question for you. Danny and I have been talking about free coat and you know, I don't know what he dyes some resin black with some kind of aniline dye or something that's sold out of Fibergast in Ohio. Would
don't use dyes. Use
that's what I want. What use what?
Use what's the name of that shit? Give me a second.
I got lamp black.
I have it right here. It's graphite powder. Use graphite powder.
Does it say lamp black on there anywhere?
It's black.
Look on the can and see if it says lamp black.
No.
Graphite powder.
Says West System 423 graphite powder. That's it. And this works great because it works as a filler, and it gives you a very pitch black, a nice black. So you have 3 kind of fillers that you can add to your regular resin, right? You can add Cabosil, you can add micro balloons, and graphite powders. These 3 things that they don't influence the way the resin cures or the way the resin hardens, right? But they're just fillers. Graphite powder gives you color mainly. Cabosil is a thickening agent, so if you want to have a hard spots, hard points, like for example the hub of your propeller, mix some Cabosil in epoxy, so it's going to have like a paste, like a sour cream paste, and you put it around the hub over there, so you create a hard spot over there. Or you can mix epoxy with micro balloons to create like a just a filler, of a super light filler. The more micro balloons you put in it, the lighter it gets. The way I apply the micro balloons is like this. Here.
I'm gonna call and get
just in luck because I just used them. So what I do, I create these bags out of the just bags, right? And I fill them up with the micro balloons, whatever I have. Usually it's micro balloons, and yeah. And then I take the back side of it. Yeah, I roll it over like this. See, like that.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, and you just can push it up and squeeze it out from the other end. And they're super cheap. I mean, you can make a bunch of them. It's just with one of those plastic sealing machines. What else? Yeah. So Cabosil is mostly you can put Cabo and this West System graphite powder if you want to get a black Cabosil, and you can put it anywhere you want a black color to show up. If you don't care about the color, you just put the micro balloons in there. Yeah, that's and you can put, like right now with your mold, you can test anything. You might want to have a soft landing gear for grass, right? So when the plane rolls, the landing gear is going to bounce up and down like that, and it just be real soft, and the plane is going to track nice and straight, right? Without jumping off the ground or something like that, because the landing gear moves, right? You know, might have a stiffer one for. You might want to have a stiffer one for, let's say, paved runways, and
This is
and
my
something
grass
in
gear.
between. Yeah.
This
I mean,
first,
if it's too stiff and you hit a little bump or something like that in the grass, it's gonna shoot you up in the air, and then you get not such a good score on the takeoff, right? But if you have a soft landing gear in the grass, then the wheels are gonna go up and down, but the plane is gonna go nice and steady. Does it make any sense?
Yep.
oh,
So
yeah.
I've seen that before.
so that's testing with a layout. You know,
What are you post curing your gear at? What temperature and for how
I
long?
don't.
You
I don't. I use a MGS resin system, and it doesn't require post curing.
Well, this doesn't either, but you can post cure up to 350 degrees, and I figure I'm post curing them probably at 150 for a couple of hours. I made a little hot box, and that'll keep them from sagging in the heat.
No, I don't think so. You know, so it's like if it's I haven't had that happening to me. If the resin hardens, it hardens, and you're done.
Well, I had that happen to me on the first gears I made 10 years ago using Easy Lamb. That was the wrong resin to use.
Yeah, that's why. so yeah, it's not because it wasn't post cure or something like that. It's just the wrong resin. My weapon of choice is MGS resin. I get it from Aircraft Spruce, and it's a dedicated resin for.
This is good shit right here. HDR 50.
Make it big here. 1 second.
Yeah.
HTR 250. Okay.
High temperature, 250 degrees on that. And the HAC 560 will post cure to 350.
Yeah.
This shit here. This comes resin services.
Yeah. That is if you desire to do some kind of a post cure. But I chose the MGS system is because I don't have to post cure. So then it's one thing less to worry about, and it's very user friendly. It cures, it hardens nicely. I never had a problem with it. So
I wanted to use this. Of course, your aluminum molds, it wouldn't matter, but I wanted to use this stuff so we can heat the molds prior to laying them up, so that when you lay them up, the resin is going into on a warm surface.
you don't really need that. If the resin is
all righty, John, you out of here?
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right, hey, thanks,
Have
John.
a good one.
So if your resin is has low viscosity, then you're good to go. You don't need any of that shit. I mean, it's just like and I think that you already have that. We have a resin that's very low viscosity, and then it gets in, it's going to penetrate the fibers and all the stuff. So I wouldn't even worry about it, Spark. You know, if your resin is good to go without any post cure, just skip it and you're good to go. Because post curing introduces a lot. It's introducing a lot of evils over there, especially in your molds. So I'd stay away from that. That would be my advice. So if your resin is hardens enough to get the job done, then and you don't have to post cure it, just don't.
All right. Now I have a comment from the chat box. Marcel Legrand says, "Hi, Charles, and everyone at Stunt School just had that's what that's what Marcel's been tagging. I like it. I actually like it." And he says, just at a stunt competition. So yeah, John Miller mentioned you was at a stunt competition. So thanks for checking in. And he goes on to say, "It's such a beautiful day here." Very good. That's in New Zealand, just in case you didn't know where Marcel Legrand lives. I think that's where he lives, New Zealand. Anyways, everybody, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. I'm going to end the live stream, and we can go into maybe an after party. And I want to thanks everyone for coming in. Hopefully you have a chance to work on what you got there. You got your revolutions together?
Yep.
Let me make it big real quick. So the All right, that looks good. That looks nice. Very nice. Very nice. Wow. Looks nice, buddy. Really does. Very nice.
Need to mold you up a carbon spinner now.
You know, I've been thinking about it, but then I made some plain spinners. You know what the problem was carbon spinner? Balancing.
Yeah. Here's
I mean,
here's the mold for carbon spinner. It's aluminum.
yeah, they're definitely doable. I had this mold just exactly like that, but then I just dropped the whole idea altogether, simply because it was just getting too crazy. You know, just thinking about it. Balancing the cloth, balancing the spinner, getting the lip where the spinner is going to stop against the back plate. I mean, just.
What did I do with my wheel pant? How about carbon wheel pants? You got them?
Yeah, I do have that.
I'm gonna make up another mold for carbon wheel pants. This is the parting board here.
Very cool. All right, guys, I'm going to end the live stream. We can continue on after we end the live stream. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. And let me catch the last comments. This is Brent Williams says, howdy, guys. Hey, Brent, thanks for sharing your photos of your batteries, your lithium-ion batteries that you're making. Appreciate it. And hopefully everybody has a chance to do some flying or work in their shop this weekend and come back and tell me all about it Monday. So until then, fair winds.